This book is called Little People, Big Dreams, Aretha Franklin, and is written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vegara, illustrated by Amy Blackwell. If there was someone in Detroit who was born to sing, it was Aretha Franklin. Her mother was a gospel singer, and her father was a preacher who believed that music could move not just people's hearts, but the world. Her mom left when Aretha was very little, but she never felt alone. Home was always filled with musicians, and she learned to play the piano just by listening to them. She started singing at the gospel choir at church, where her father was a minister. Aretha's voice was so powerful and smooth as silk. Listening to her, the whole congregation felt that tomorrow would be a brighter day. Convinced of her talent, Aretha's father took her on tour, and together they went from church to church. Wherever Aretha performed, she did it with such grace that people would cry with joy. But even though she loved gospel music, Aretha dreamed that her voice could be heard outside the church, in people's homes. So when a record company offered her a contract, she didn't have to think about it twice. Before long, Aretha's songs were climbing the charts. There was something magical in her voice that moved people's hearts and bodies, much like her most popular song. It was called Respect. And it was a song written by Otis Redding that sounded brand new in Aretha's voice. Suddenly, the words of a tired working man became an anthem for African American women demanding equal respect. One of Aretha's friends was Martin Luther King Jr., the great civil rights leader. She stood next to him, challenging people to raise their voices against racism. When he died, she sang the most beautiful song in his honor, Precious Lord. Aretha started writing her own songs and producing them too. She went from gospel to jazz, doo-wop and pop to rhythm and blues, singing every song from the bottom of her heart. She recorded hundreds of great hits, and she loved them all. Aretha used a secret recipe when writing her songs. They had to talk about everyday ups and downs. That's what soul was all about. It took Aretha 30 long years to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She was the first woman in history to be on the list. Aretha was the queen of soul and a trailblazer for so many other female artists. But her greatest honor was singing at the inauguration of the first African American president of the United States. Aretha was voicing one of the most important moments in history, and no one has ever been able to sing a song quite like Aretha. The little girl who asked for equality and won the RESPECT of millions. The greatest soul singer of all time, Aretha Franklin.